And finally, on that one, we have by-election. Grenadian's daughter emerges APC candidate for House of Reps.
All right, let's take a look at the Nation newspaper this morning. Cultists kill community's deputy chairman in Rivers. One killed, core destroyed in Benue Cross River land dispute. All right. Finally, what's on the Vanguard
We have
newspaper?
in the Vanguard 25-year-old Nigerian man nabbed in Lagos while transporting human organs for rituals.
And on the pen pushing newspaper, late Awujale was my personal guide, confidant, says President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. So these are the headlines that you find across the various national dailies. Do well to grab a copy of any of your choice newspapers. Get to read extensively for the details as we have the discussions together right here on your Women Radio 91.7. The phone lines, what are the phone lines?
07000 917 917 Our toll free number is 0800 1235 917, and you can text or WhatsApp us on 08155 917 917 or 0703 1756, beg your pardon, 537.
All right. Don't forget that those are the lines for you to get to engage us on this morning. I will be taking your thoughts, your comments, your calls in the course of the program. But we also have joining us this morning our newspaper review analyst. And that can only be one person. Good morning to you, Adeyemi Adeolu.
Good morning, Miracle. Good morning to all listeners of Women Radio around the world.
We're glad to have you join us on the program. How are you doing today?
Well, I'm very well, thank you. And you?
I'm doing great, thank you. Thank you. So we're glad to have you join us on the newspaper review this morning, and we're going to get into the headlines as we get to discuss them together. All right, Fumi.
All right. With this one, we have in the Punch newspaper, it says doctors to begin nationwide strike Thursday. As the 21-day ultimatum is it issued to the federal government draws to a close on July 23. The Nigerian Medical Association has warned it will ground medical services nationwide if the government fails to meet its demands. Its president, Professor Bala Audu, who confirmed this in an exclusive interview with our correspondent on Sunday, noted that the association was prepared to take decisive action should the government fail to respond adequately to its demands. He stressed that the association's demands were critical to the survival of Nigeria's healthcare system and the welfare of medical professionals across the country. So, Adeyemi, in the light of this, what are your thoughts on this matter?
Thank you very much for me. Uh, you see, there is nothing else that we can talk that we can say that I will say that over the years we have allowed the government to continue to ill treat all our professionals in this nation and the society at large. Talking about the medical professionals, practitioners, you would understand they are very, very important to the society. These are the people that manage our health, which implies our life. Then, if you are not taking care of them, then that means that almost everybody walking on the road, on the street, we are dead people. And we have seen over the years brain drain. Brain drain in Nigeria started way back in the late 80s. I remember vividly that my auntie happens to be one of those who went there, went to Saudi Arabia back then. All because they saw a greener opportunity in another land, whereby, and with the recent Passing on of the former president of Nigeria, Muhammadu Buhari, who went for medical treatment overseas. Why do they have to think that the best place they could ever go is outside the shores of this nation to treat themselves? You see, we as a people, we are not just going to allow these medical personnel practitioners to be the only one to go on strike. We should see it as a call of duty, as a responsibility of every Nigerian to stand up against these so-called politicians. The politicians are the problem that we have. They try to establish a sort of class system in this nation, oligarchy, whereby they are the one at the top, and the rest of the people are at the bottom, and the rest of the people are meant to face, achieve, are meant to go to medical stations where there are no facilities, whereby we may know quite well that for us to say we to embark on medical tourism overseas, before you can buy your ticket, before you can even get your visa from the embassy, you know that these are not affordable to the common man. So these are the problems. So as it is, I don't think it's even just only the medical professionals that needs to embark on this strike today, on the 23rd, and that we also should be looking. We should be able to join force with these people because it is high time that we make them understand that look, you cannot continue to take our money outside the shores of this nation for your personal well-being, whereby the citizens through whom you are getting all this are suffering. Now, whether you like it or not, the truth be told this morning, had it been the late president, former President Muhammadu Buhari, were to be in power, you know he will not die. He will be given optimal medical attention because of Nigerian money that they will be making use of. Let's be honest with ourselves. We knew he was poisoned way back there when he just came into power. He spent good 8 months in England. And that means that for them to not come back and tell us that they sold another person to us that it wasn't Muhammad Buhari then, that it was Jubril. Because why? Jubril of Sudan. Because why? They did not believe that man could survive it. And he survived because Nigerian money was being used to take care of his medical bills, of his medical needs. That's the truth. So that means the amount of money we are losing to this foreign medical tourism is enough to establish a state-of-the-art medical facilities in all the 36 states of this nation. Then why is it that we, the people, we cannot hold these people accountable? You see, until we are able to understand the lyrics, and until we are able to take it in, and until we are able to make do with it, the lyrics of this song of late Bob Marley, stand up for your rights. Until we are able to do that, until we are able to stand up for our rights, until we understand that the government, they said it is democracy. Like somebody, like a white man already said, he said there is an Asian lady said that there is no democracy anywhere in the world. That's the honest truth. Because if there were to be democracy, you will not have differential system, and you will not have a situation whereby some people are oppressing the rest of the nation with policies. You will not have a situation whereby they are not accountable to the people they say they are governing. They are not accountable to the people that they say they put them there to lead them, to manage the affairs of their nation. So as it is us, the people. We shouldn't just look and say, okay, is the problem of the medical. Let them face it. No, it's the problem of everybody. It's the problem of this society. If you know the numbers of people that dies just because they do not have opportunity, you know, of having medical treatments because they do not have the money. And even those who have the opportunity, even who have the guts to even go there for treatment, but are not able to pay, but are being earthbound in their facilities. Right there, you see, I've friends, even my wife was saying recently that look, instead of doing food banks, why not let us go to medical facilities and pay bills for those who do not have the power to pay their medical bills?
Okay.
So you see, a lot of things is ongoing in this nation,
Mm.
and the people are not saying anything. And my problem is that most of all the politicians, they are only fighting for their cause. They are fighting just based on their own personal interest. They're not fighting for us. So many things are wrong, and that's why I always say anybody that wants to come to power, let us look at them holistically. I don't want us as the people. The problem we are faced with is because we play religiosity, ethnicity, and we are being biased. I want us to be objective as a nation. We should not see ourselves as different tribes. We should see ourselves as a nation,
Mm.
as Nigerians. If we are able to see ourselves as Nigerians, we'll be able to fight these politicians head on. We will not be supporting one at the expense of the other. And whereby the one we are supporting, we know that he has not done well. In recent time, there was a clip that is going around that somebody threw back about a particular politician that everybody is actually behind. When we look at it, if we are being objective, we will know that these people they haven't got anything to offer you and I. And since we know that they haven't got anything to offer you and I, it is time for us also to rescue our nation from their hand.
All
And
right.
if peradventure
Mm-hmm.
we cannot raise it by bringing in somebody else, then the best we can do is by holding them ransom
Mm.
to do the needful.
All right, all right. Thank you very much, Adeyemi. If you've just tuned in, this is Women Radio 91.7, Nigeria's first and only radio station for women and their families. I am Miracle Philip, and I have with me.
And I'm Fumi Bangbala. Thank you so much, Adeyemi, for your contributions. But I have a follow-up question. The former special advisor on media and publicity to the late president had said shortly after his passing that Buhari would have long died if he used a Nigerian hospital. And of course, there had been backlash from the Nigerian Medical Association. I would like to know you know, how this merges into what is happening now. If it, because of course this strike has been before the president had died, but do you think it probably has also fueled, the angst that they feel toward the whole situation?
Oh wow. Let's be honest ourselves. If I were the medical professionals, honestly, they need not even to wait till that 23rd. They need to go, they need to have gone on the street. They ought to have gone on the street so that even that very day that Muhammadu Buhari died, the following day, because let's say, okay, we give him the respect, we mourn him, for passing away, because no, we all know that he's a human being like us. He once led this country. But while he was there, was he able to do the needful? Was he able to meet the needs of these professionals? Was he able to take care of the medical system of this great nation? No, he failed outrightly. That is why he could embark on that journey. And embarking on the journey, you saw that even at that particular time, it's not just only Buhari that was there. Even the former head of state of Nigeria, Abdul Salam Abubakar, also was there in the same facility, medical facility over there. But God has a way of telling them stories. And if President Bola Tinubu will not do the needful, I tell you, every one of them, they will pay dearly for it. It is the honest truth. Whether they are using our Nigerian money or not, they will pay dearly for it. And we must understand, it is important that these medical professionals, they must not back down until their needs are met, until all their demands are met. And we also, we have, you see, the problem we have is that when opportunity arises, we don't take hold of their opportunity. I want to take us back to uh the NSAS years back. When that NSAS happened, it was an opportunity for Nigeria to rescue this nation from the hands of the politicians. But instead of us to see it as a broader something that encompasses every one of us were saying, oh, it has only to do with the youth. No, it was a great opportunity that we had that would have saved the soul of this nation, that would have rescued us from the hands of these oppressors. But we didn't take it. Every time opportunity raises its head, Nigerians, I don't know who we are. I don't know why we are so docile. I don't know why we are so a passive society that we don't see opportunities and we tend to shy when we say because it is not our person. It is not our people. It is not us. It's not affecting. It affects you indirectly or directly, whether you like it or not. This thing is affected now. You know the cost of drugs? Even to access any medical facility, the medical facility where you go before now, your common, what do you call it, medical card, 500 before. Now it's now 5,000, 7,000. Tell me, somebody struggling, somebody you are paying 10,000, how would you able to get a card, medical card, not of medical treatment? Something is wrong with us as a society. We need to stand up. It is time that we stop seeing ourselves as Yoruba, Hausa, Igbo, Africa. No, we should start seeing ourselves as one. We should stop this differentiation among us, religious background or ethnic background. No, it is time for us to stand up as a people, as a nation, as one. These medical personnel are not the only one that have to fight this cause. This cause has to do with us. It is you and I that these people attend to. These
All
other
right.
people we are talking
Thank
about,
you so
they go
much,
outside the
Adeyemi. We're
country.
going
We
to
all know.
take some messages. Do not forget that the number to text is 08155917917 070 pardon me, 07031 756 537, and the number to call is 07000 917 So we have this Women Radio. Where did you get all these fantastic analysts, quite intelligent analysts? They do not compromise at all, always straight to the point. Hayford Osage from Ijuru. Thank you so much, Hayford. We also have this from Olusoga Ajayi. He says, why is Akpabio taking Natasha's matter personal? They should allow the woman resume. Senators should focus on what brought them to the House and stop this unnecessary fight. Akpabio will go down in history as the most unserious Senate president we ever had. On the IG, advising retired officers to shelve the planned protest, they should do the right thing by paying them. Next up, we have on Doctor Strike. Good morning to you in the studio. Muhammadu Buhari is an icon and is someone that is not corrupt. I will always remember Muhammadu Buhari for war against indiscipline in his second in command, Major General Tunde Idiagbon, which is also from my state, Kwara State. Both of them are not corrupt like today's general. Muhammadu Buhari, you have made an outstanding mark in Nigeria, and thank you to President Bola Ahmed Tinubu for giving him a befitting burial. And for Abu Jale of Ijebu Land, Oba Dr. Sikiru Kayode Adetunji Adetono, who turned Ijebu Land to the tourist center, both of you rest in peace. He also says, on Dr. Strike, until we make a law banning all office holders in Nigeria from going abroad for medical treatment, and also their children must not school abroad. Until we do this thing, our hospital and schools will remain underdeveloped, and ordinary citizens will suffer for it, and oppression will continue. That is from Adeshino Wasiu in Ikorodu. Next up, we have from Anderson Itoki. He says, good morning, Ahmed. Police Service Commission should be ashamed of themselves for faulting the police retirees' protest. Imagine many years of neglect, frustration, anguish, and gnashing of teeth by the police retirees. Yet the Police Service Commission goes deaf and muted to speak for their welfare because both the Police Service Commission, the National Assembly, the presidency, the IG are all complicit in the downfall of the police retirees. And again, the Police Service Commission should be able to ask the government and National Assembly what is causing the delay on 758 billion naira bond requested by Mr. President Tinubu to clear the backlog of these retirees. But instead of faulting the police officers' actions after 35 years of meritorious service for the nation and yet nothing to hold on, it's opprobrium, insincerity for a government of a country playing pranks on security. We have this one from Rosen J. Olawale Mutu from Alakpare. He says, "Good morning, dear presenter. ADC needs to be tutored on how to play opposition parties smartly and responsibly and not the other way around. They have chosen to do it. They should go to areas designated as Band A, most especially my own area here in Alakpere, and ask whether there is 24 hours light or not. The affordability part is true, as we can't afford to use electricity for 24 hours, even though it is available based on our individual spending capacity. My neighbor and I charge 1,000 naira by 7 p.m. and it gets exhausted before 7 a.m. Government should work with with the electricity companies to reduce the costs further. Bad followers will never produce good leaders. Nigeria will survive. Allah bless Nigeria." Finally, we have from Mayor from Ikotoegbe. He says, "Good morning to you all in the studio. Immortalize Buhari by giving Nigerians good governance by Bakari. So Pastor Tunde Bakare, you mean, is still in Nigeria today or out of the country? I thought Bakare is the founder of Save Nigeria Group, or the group is no longer in existence, because this is the time to save Nigeria. Pastor, please come and do what you and your group did in 2012 again, so that we will have a country to live." He also says, "Wonders shall never end in this country called Nigeria. How can individuals like Akpabio and the Senate be bigger than the judiciary? The government of APC chooses to obey the law they like to obey. Well, Natasha, the power that be is dealing with you, and there is nothing we can do to help you. Please appeal to God or go and satisfy Akpabio. Where are your fellow women that are always ranting and making noise for the women? Police wants to go on strike, or is it possible they want to dare Tinubu?" That's Mayor from. Yeah, we have one more. Sorry for bringing my name. Okay, we understand. Finally, we have again from Rosenjay. He says, "Good morning, dear presenter. The same obedience that are encouraging their principal to join the corrupt politicians gang up are advising these politicians not to sell the party ticket to the highest bidder. They want to have their cake and eat it. How possible is that? Whether they like it or not, Atiku will be ADC presidential candidate, while their corrupt messiah will be his running mate. Atiku won't decamp to ADC just to sponsor the party. He is not that generous. If Nigerians know what is good for us, none of these acclaimed top political parties should emerge in 2027.
All right, thank you very much. We have some more messages coming in. And this is Mrs. Oboli from Ikorodu says, "Good morning, Miracle and Fumi, and our lovely morning to our guests, Adeyemi, and listeners of the newspaper review family. For the upteenth time, we have constantly spoken up against the neglect of the Nigerian medical sector, which has not only aided brain drain of our finest medical personnel, but also earned us moribund hospitals as proof of this gross neglect by our political elites. Over the years, this anomaly has become a continual norm because the polit tricksters in power have seen medical tourism as their escape route when they fall sick. using taxpayers' monies to cater to their own medical problems, while the average Nigerian is bound to the Philistines when he's sick because we can't jet out like them. Our government, administration after administration, has never been proactive with any issue else. Why will they wait for doctors to go on strike before doing the needful? And to crown their shenanigans, one person from somewhere tells us that the former president would have been dead a long time ago were it not for medical tourism outside these shores. Our leaders are the bone of contention in this regard, even as they exploit the masses daily and plunder the economy on a daily basis. Our docility, like your guest said, stinks to high heavens, and everything will remain in limbo except we are ready to fight tooth and nail to liberate ourselves from the claws of these politricksters. Period. Mrs. Oboli from Ikodo. If you do not know, it is 8 o'clock on your Women Radio 91.7, and it is a newspaper review on the full breakfast. Our analysts with us are Adeyemi Adeolu. I am Miracle Philip, and I have with me.
Fumi Bangbala.
Well, we'll take your calls now and hear what you have to say. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning, Women Radio.
Good morning. What's your name and where are you calling from?
I'm Dixon. I'm Dixon calling from Oba.
You're welcome, Evangelist Dixon.
Never.
I agree with your analysis on that, but also with another part I don't agree with you. The one thing is there's something we need to Nigeria, we don't love ourselves, we don't love our country. And so if we all, anywhere you are employed, anywhere you are, you do that work with all your mind, with all your heart, that is supposed to be like police do their work, and you do their work. All those government agencies, everybody doing its job. You know, some of the time, do their work as it ought to be. Nigeria will change. Yes, government has their own role to play, but a person cannot be a government. Like President Tinubu now have ministers. It can't be everywhere. If all the ministers are working, when they say whatever we are saying, there are some of us too that are blaming all these people. This is some area where we are working. There are some of us that maybe, let me say this as a driver. You see us, we are corrupt. But as an individual, if a person that has the fear of God, you only do the right thing, anywhere you are. You see people around you in that. Before we choose anybody, I say, let us do some bargain. What have you been in your place, in your area, so maybe in your state? What have you been before you want to start the government? If you have good background, and you come and this is what you have been doing,
Okay.
when you come to government, you'll be able to do the right thing. Take you, that your locality, there's something you are doing, you say, and you are coming to federal. How can you? What can you do? So let us do that grand check. I don't mean that this time we're talking this time. Yes, some of us will go there, we're going to be here. But one thing I need to say, you don't want me to do, you are taking nothing out of this world. I mean, Nigeria can do everything and get away. We can't get away from Buhari have come and gone. It will be later today. So also you. So anywhere we are, most of us now, any Nigeria product or Nigeria rights, you can't eat it. How many of us buy Nigeria? I will say we love our country. And then I'm telling you, we don't love, how is the nation go to look for it? You don't want foreign this, foreign that. How will the economy grow? So America, we don't like Nigeria more than America right. More than Nigeria.
All right.
So we should love our nation. We don't want anywhere we find ourselves, we do the right thing. I think this country will move forward. I've enjoyed this country before. I still enjoy it again. Let us all do the right thing. Thank you. God bless you.
All right. Thank you so much, Evangelist Shegun, for calling this morning. We also have another message.
Yes, we do. This one is from Rosenje Olawale again. He says, "Good morning, dear presenter. Where were the IFA Council when the mobilizations for the bill to bury kings in Ogun State kick-started? Do they know what's kick-started? Pardon me. Do they know better than the Council of Obas in Ogun State? Should we continue to subscribe to a secret burial rite where what happened to the corpse of the late king is not known to the family? Change, they say, is constant, and any religion that fails to change will not only be left behind but will be deserted. Mind you, Obaship is a leadership position, and that cannot be left in the hands of barbarians because they believe they founded it. That's what he says from Rosanjay Alawale says from Alaquere.
Okay, so the phone lines are still open. 07000 or 9155 toll free number for women 0800 and yes, you can also reach us via our text and WhatsApp line 08155 or 703 175 6537. Our analyst with us, Adeyemi Adeolu. And just so you know, we are currently live on our Facebook and YouTube channel. So you get to match the audio with the visuals. And we are getting to review the papers this morning. Well, Adeyemi, you want to react to any of the comments that we've got today?
Yeah, I want to talk about what Rosa just said concerning the institution of ownership and the burial rights. You see, when you look at what brought in the Oba to the stool or the throne, you know that it has to do with tradition. Then what exactly are the tradition of the people? You see, we should be careful, uh, we Nigerians, because we are already losing our culture and our tradition to the Western world. And they showed us so many things. They made us to understand that our laws, our customary laws, were repugnant to the law natural justice. So these are so many things that have been taken away from us. And do we need to sit down and continue to allow these things to be eroded away, and we lost our identity? Our culture, our tradition is our identity as Nigerians, as Africans, and we must be able to uphold our heritage. If we don't, because look, we are going to leave the stage one day. Then those who are coming behind us, we don't know where they're coming from. That means we have lost everything. So when it comes to ownership, the ownership has to do with the leadership of a society, of a certain group of people, of a community, of a town. So, and the people actually will always install their Oba through traditional rites. And if an Oba is being installed through traditional rites, therefore that Oba to be buried has to be through traditional rites. It is not through Christianity that is being elected to the office or through Islamic religion that is being elected to the office. It's being elected based on the tradition of the people. So I think it is important that it is time that the government has to take off their hands from this traditional institution. Let the so-called traditional people, let the people of the locality be able to install their obas, their kings, through their traditional rights. With that, you see, peace will always be everywhere in their society. They will lead a right. You don't bring in people because of money to lead the people. And at the end of the day, it's been compromised. That's why we have a lot of things going on bizarre in the society, because already we have compromised certain laws that we ought not to compromise. God will help us in Nigeria.
All right, thank you very much, Adeyemi Adeolu. It is right now 8 minutes after 8 on your Women Radio 91.7, Nigeria's first and only radio station for women and their families. You just had the voice of Adeyemi Adeolu. Let's take this call. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning. All right, do well to give us a call back. And let's move into our next headline. This here is from the Daily Trust newspaper. It says, "We are tired of failed promises. Retired police officers vow to hit the streets." Retired police officers have replied the Police Service Commission, vowing not to back down on the planned nationwide protest scheduled for Monday, July 21st, 2025. The organizers of the protest vowed that while their sole demand of being removed from the contributory pension scheme is met, they would continue to stage the nationwide action. There were actually reports that the management of the Police Service Commission asked the retired personnel to shelve the action and return to the negotiation table. But the chairman of the Police Officers Retirees on Contributory Pension Scheme, Kaduna State Branch, Manir Lawal, said the strike would go on. Lawal, a retired chief superintendent of police, said, "We're not rescinding our decisions because our leaders exempt themselves and leave us there, and they are comfortable. They leave us inside. We don't understand why. Those who retired on the ranks of AIG, DIG, and IG are not in the system. From the rank of CP to constable, we're under the contributory pension scheme, which is not favorable to us. Many of us are dying. Every day, people are dying in abject poverty. That's why we want to exit the system. Our demand is clear. We want to be exited from the scheme. I can confirm to you that we have already mobilized our members across all the 36 states and the FCT, and we will march to the National Assembly tomorrow. That's actually today, Monday. People from Lagos are on the way. Those from Bauchi, Gombe, Nasarawa, and Kwara have come, while others are also on the way. We're not ready for any promise again. Our situation has deteriorated beyond reasonable doubt. We cannot accept any promise. I repeat, any promise is not acceptable unless we begin to see substantial alerts into our different accounts. No promise. Adeyemi, what are your thoughts?
Well, thank you very much. If the people that you said you're trying to make sure that they have a pension at the later day of their lifetime retirement are now telling you that they are tired, they don't want to be part of that system anymore, you need to look at this, sit down, and look at what is their reason, what is their grievance, why did they say they don't want to be part of that scheme? Looking at all that has happened over the years, let's be honest with ourselves. We have seen how retired police officers, not only police officers, even in most all the government functionaries, thank God for some certain states that are at least are doing a bit better. You find out that the retirees, even for them to get their pension like they ought to get every month, it takes years before they can even, have access to it. And some why they said they want, what do you call it, physical counting, what do you call it, appearance, that they must appear so that they must be counted, they must be identified that they are still alive. You see them die right on the queue there, and yet they are not being given this pension. And we have seen what is actually is happening to the Nigerian police officers. Like one of the let me say, superintendent of police, rightly said sometimes ago, just about a couple of weeks back, who said his take home after spending 35 years in service is 2 million. Please, let's be honest with ourselves. What do you think that man would do with that 2 million? And what would be the state of his mind? That means all the years he has spent in the service is wasted. That's the honest truth. We must be honest with ourselves. Then the contributory pension scheme you're talking about. How much are they being paid at the end of every month? And are they being paid at when due? These are the fundamental, these are the reasons why you see that these people are saying, no, we are tired. Like he said it's from the rank of commissioner of police downward to the private, or what they call them, that are on this scheme. Why the people, the senior officers from the rank of AIG are on a different mentality? You see, when you have this disparity, you will see that there is no way that some people will not suffer. And the commissioner of police, to some extent, they will not suffer because why? They are the head of of a command. They are the end of a state command. So there are some benefits they still enjoy. But these people that don't enjoy any benefit, what do you expect? They end up being miserable. That is why by the time you go around, you see that these people after retirement, they end up being security officers where they ought not to be. It's unfortunate the way we handle our personnel, our military personnel, our police personnel. It is not fair. And whereby people who only sit down at the National Assembly to answer nay or yes, we support or not, these are the people that are taking the larger chunk of the budget of the nation every month. Not disheartening. So what is the problem? Why is it that politicians, they don't think about those who are actually doing the work? Politicians are already there just for 4 years. Just for 4 years. And they take the whole lot of, oh my God, let's be honest, something is wrong. We need to support these people. There is no way, I continue to say, there's no way there will not be corruption with the Nigerian police. There's no way. There's no way they will not harass you and I on the road. There's no way they will not look for means by getting money out of us when they are not well paid, when they are not well taken care of. After service, what is their life? What does it look like? Shamble, disappointment, total disarray, delusion. Haba, please, wasted. Let's be honest with ourselves. Something has to be done about it. That's why I said, everything that happens, we should just not look at it that it is only this that is happening to. Whatever happens to the police happens to you and I. We see the reflection on our streets. We see the reflection when we go to their police, when we go to their stations. So why can't we do something so that this thing, when you will say you want a better police, you want them, when you want the better police, what are the police being taken care of? When the system is not taken care of and you want to get something good out of them, you can't get it.
All right, thank you very much, Adeyemi. I mean, at the end of the day, there's still conversations around the fact that is it realistic really for the government to remove them from the current pension scheme?
Oh, well, you see, I'm not saying they can remove them totally from the pension scheme, but you see, certain things has to be done about it. The people are crying, they want to be removed because they are not getting what they ought to get. They are not being paid at when due. And their pension is not flowing and it's not up to it's not that much. Certain amount is being removed again. You see, I want us to look at so many things else to be done to these people. It is not just about the pension that you give to them. You see, when we know the society that we have now, look, let's be honest, there is no any low income earner that can say after retirement you want to live in Lagos State. You know the truth? I hope you don't understand that. There is no any low income earner that after retirement will be able to stay in Lagos except he has other means of livelihood. Things are expensive. Housing accommodation are expensive. To buy land in Lagos is quite expensive. And you see, whether we like it or not, these things that are going up in Lagos State and everywhere in Nigeria is being contributed by the government. There is no place. I'm saying it. Let the governor of Lagos State or whoever that has ever ruled this state come and say no, it is not. Anytime they have any housing scheme in any environment, when the moment they establish their housing scheme in that environment, you will see that the house is more expensive than the going rate in that environment. And at the end of the day, the people in the environment who are also looking at the human factor, making things easier for the people to be able to afford houses and homes within their environment, they will start increasing their prices. You see, the contributing factor of the government is killing. The government, they need to see themselves as the government of the people. The government is not the government just for money only. No. You are there to manage the people. You are there to make their life better for the people. You are not there. It is not a profit-oriented business. Governance is not profit-oriented business when it comes to the welfare of the people. You prioritize the welfare of the people first. Their welfare first. Their well-being first. They are killing the people. That's why the people need to stand up against this government. Look, somebody said about Tinubu. You see, it is this thing we are talking about. It did not just start today. It started years back. I remembered vividly. Obasanjo also plays the same role. So every one of us, you see, that's why I always say, I don't want us to be biased. I don't want us to pick on a particular people. Let's look at it holistically. Let's be able to say these people, they have not done well. Irrespective of who that person is, irrespective of who he is to us, our relationship with them. You see, until we start telling our brothers when they are wrong that they are wrong, we will never get it right. Is the honest truth. We should stop shielding our own. When our own does anything wrong,
All right.
let's castigate our own. You have done it wrong.
All right. Thank you very much, Adeyemi Adeolu, for your thoughts this morning. We have a message here. It says, Good morning, Women Radio, Lakon from Lagos. When a purpose of a thing is not known, abuse or misuse is inevitable. For Monday Opebolo that enter through the back door of cash and carry INEC and judiciary can talk out of ignorance to Peter Obi, all because of politics. Same person that couldn't say anything during the governorship campaign that Oshomole was being his spokesperson. Same person that cannot call out figures of billions in his budget of the state. Same person that is emulating this gangster character of his mentor, who is also known. All right, it says it's a shame the worst of us is really the best of us. Truly, there was a country. Here we also have a message. Yes.
Yeah, we have a couple of messages. Good morning, Miracle and the crew. I strongly urge Okpebolo to concentrate on pronunciation of figures and governance and stop making undemocratic utterances. I believe he has read the Constitution. Finally, we need to investigate what Nigeria has done to Kemi Badenoch to make her hate Nigeria this much. There's more to it than meets the eye. It's unfortunate she's slandering us this way. This is Chike from Akote.
Yes, I think, and he is actually, responding Kemi Badenoch to the fact that she's criticizing the UK citizenship process,
Yeah.
And urging for stricter measures for Nigerians seeking British citizenship. So you might want to also check that out across the various national dailies. And talking about Monday Okpebolo, he's been in the news also as well, as far as Peter Obi is concerned. Actually beating at Peter Obi on the fact that he needs to get clearance before getting to Edo State. Interesting, indeed.
Right. Okay. Next we have. Good morning, dear presenter. When are we going to stop the tradition of killing people because an Oba died? When are we stopping the tradition of worships or traditional rites in secret? Do the Muslims or Christians have any rights that ask people to stay indoors? To end secret cults and other menaces, we must end unhealthy and unreasonable traditions once and for all. That's from Rosenje Olawale. Next up, we have this one from Additional Wasio Imikurudu. He says, Good morning to you. On ADC coalition, most of these people who come together have no political relevance. Just few of them are relevant people, like Atiku and Obi have their men on ground. And as we speak, Adamawa State governor, who is from Atiku State, is not on the same page with Atiku. For some people who think this ADC coalition will be like 2015 APC coalition, those people are just dreaming, which will be true because the political leader then moved with their governors. And today the case is not the same. Again, if Obi accepts to be vice to Atiku within 2 years, the so-called image of Peter Obi will be rubbished, and Obi and his kinsmen will regret. Just mark my words. He also says on chasing away some traditions out of Abujale's burial is totally wrong because we call them traditional rulers and not religious rulers. This is how we bastardize everything locally and we adopt everything imported to us today. We see where the Nigerian state is, and all our office holders no longer know the implication of swearing with Ogun or Shango, but instead they will swear with Quran or Bible. And we all see where they have led us to. My advice to traditionalists is that they should go to court because this Oba came into that position via true tradition. So traditionalists must have role to. So traditions have role to play and not necessarily buried the Oba. I'm not sure what that means.
All
That's
right.
pretty much
So
it.
traditionalists must have a role to play and not necessarily bearing the
tradition.
Oba.
Okay, right.
All right. So thank you so much for your messages. Let me take this call here. Hello, good morning. Hello.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. What's your name and where are you calling from?
My name is Abike. I'm calling from Abeokuta. Thank you very much. So I wanted to just comment on the analyst who said Nigerians should rise up against the government. I think what he meant is that Nigeria should, make the government accountable. And I think the way we can rise, which I think he should have explained to us how to rise, is to wait until election day and decide who we're going to vote for. We shouldn't be inciting members of the public to just rise and go and wage a war, kind of. So I just want to commend you guys on what you're doing. Thank you very much for allowing all of us to express ourselves, freedom of speech. Women Radio, you're doing a good job. But yes, we can rise against the government by on the day of election, decide who we vote for or who we don't vote for. But we know that every year every government, we condemn the government, just like there's a problem all over the world. So yes, we can use our voting power to take a decision and say enough is enough. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Abike, for calling out. It's just beautiful to get to hear a woman's voice this morning.
Yes.
All right. It is the newspaper review on your Women Radio 91.7, the full breakfast, and it is 25 minutes past 8. This is where we get to wrap it up right here on the program. Especially, I want to say thank you to you, Adeyemi Adeolu, for being a part of the program this morning.
Oh, thank you for having me this morning.
And yes, we'll be back tomorrow. Yeah, coming up at 9 will be the news at 9, and at 9:05 Harlens. Yes. Don't forget to follow us across our social media platforms on Facebook, on X, on Instagram, on YouTube at WFM 917. Listen to us live from wherever you are across the globe via our website www.wfm917.com. And yes, Fumi, glad to have done this with you this
Always.
morning.
Good morning, Nigeria.
Yes, and we'll always say this as you go into your day, ensure that you do the right thing. Good morning.
There is something missing in the world today. It's the one thing that can make the world okay. And it doesn't cost nothing, no, you don't even have to pay. It's about doing the right thing every day. 'Cause you are the light